direct threat to every nation. Jewry is a contagious infection, and there can be no place or no peace in Europe until the last of the Jews are exterminated from the continent. Wow. Okay. Lucky for the Jews, he decided to spread that in the Middle East. By the way, here is Gaza. See this little red piece right here? That's what's affecting possibly the whole world. Gaza, right there. Okay, here's Egypt, here's Saudi Arabia, Syria, Iraq, Turkey is up here, Cyprus is here, here's Persia. But it's not called Persia anymore. No, not called Persia. Persia and Germany were allies at the time. Eventually, Persia changed their name to Iran. Why? The suggestion for the name change made by Iranian diplomats to Germany, to the Persian Foreign Ministry in Tehran. Iran was considered to be the birthplace, the original homeland of the Aryan race. The significance of this in Farsi, the language they speak in Iran, this means the land of the Aryans. Oh, man, we all know how those Aryans, darn it, back in World War II. Think of the Jews. Oh, they love them. World War II, over. Jews survive. They start coming down to their homeland because they're hated everywhere. Harry Truman is now in office, 1945. Harry Truman was, man, he was quite different than FDR. He was a religious guy, a biblically Christian man. He wasn't a bigot. He had, one of his best friends was Jewish, a man named Eddie Jacobson. They had been friends since 1905, but they had fallen out of touch with each other. But they liked each other. A decade went by. World War I comes together, brings the two friends back together. And they operated a regimental canteen together. And they liked each other. I mean, I've read the letters between Truman and Bess, and he's like, oh, my old Jew friend is here. I mean, it's just bizarre. But they made a pact while they were serving together in World War II. They admired each other so much. They said, you know what? We should go into business. If we survive, let's go into business. They never wrote any of their agreements down. They just shook hands on it. It was good enough. After the war, they kept their word. They opened Truman and Jacobson Gents Furnishings in 1919. In 1922, it went out of business. But these two guys didn't file bankruptcy. They decided to pay back all of their own debts. It took them from 1922 to 1937 to do it. They recalled that it took a lot of sacrifice, but both of us are glad that the old firm of Truman and Jacobson doesn't owe anyone a dime. That's the kind of men they were. Honorable. Okay. FDR dies. He's in office. President Truman had sympathy for the Jewish people, supported the Balfour Declaration because you signed it. What are you doing? Stop it. He also felt, you know, they were being chased and killed. They deserve a place to live. And he was a Bible-fearing man. He also believed that they were just kind of an extension of us, for no other reason than maybe just the Bible told us so. Truman was under tremendous pressure from all sides not to intervene on the behalf of the Jews. By the Soviets, the State Department sabotaged this guy. There's a great book that I read. I don't know. Joe, what's the name of that book? Truman and the Founding of Israel or something. I think it's by Mike Benson. I read it a couple of years ago. It's fantastic. The State Department sabotaged Harry Truman. Did everything they could. Why? Because they feared the Arab nations would restrict oil supplies to America. So back then, it was all about oil. Well, the UN decided they were going to pass a resolution to create the State of Israel. The Arab League Council directed governments to send troops to the border. Nevertheless, Truman believed this was the right thing to do. His friend set him up with Mr. Weizmann. I think he was actually responsible for actually getting him in to the White House at the last minute. And he ordered the State Department to support the UN resolution. November 29, 1947, The partition plan was passed in the UN General Assembly. UN Resolution 181 defined the outline of the settlement. 1947, UN partition divided the area into three entities. There was the Jewish state, the Arab state, and the international zone all around Jerusalem. Throughout all of this, Truman looked to Eddie Jacobson, seek his advice. He's pictured here with Weizmann. Do we have it? There he is. This is Weizmann, the guy who helped Great Britain out. It was Jacobson who helped arrange the secret meeting at the White House between these two, March 1948, where it said that Truman pledged his commitment to the Jewish state. Didn't take long for things to get dicey. Not long after, midnight, May 14, 1948, Provisional Government of Israel proclaimed the new State of Israel. That same day, President Truman recognized the Jewish government as de facto authority over the new Jewish state. Truman believed he was doing the work of God. Truman, with the help of Eddie Jacobson, is the reason why we have the State of Israel, born for that mission, he felt. That's how we got Israel. And the next day, the fighting began. May 15, 1948, the Arab states issued their response, and the Arab armies invaded Israel. And the fighting has been going on ever since. But so have the lies. So has the distortion. So has the propaganda. So has the deception with every single country. Now, there's the history of Israel. How this place came to be. What role did everybody play? But now, we have a little boat, a flotilla, a peace flotilla. There's some ships, some cargo ships. Remember, Gaza, this little cordon in here, all the way around, including here. This is Egypt. Nobody seems to ask the question, why is Egypt, why were they against this flotilla as well? We're going to switch gears. We have the history now of Israel and Gaza, but we don't have the history of the flotilla. How did it get there? Who are the people on board? And what was the other question I wanted to know? Oh, yeah. Was anyone in America involved? Next. Okay. Tonight, just some perspective, some history on the vicious Israeli raid from the Freedom Flotilla. That's the way it's being packaged tonight. Quite honestly, if Israel is wrong, and we'll talk about it. I don't see it. I'm having a hard time, especially if you understand history and you actually ask the questions that, media people should be asking. The flotilla, it was 3 cargo ships and 3 passenger ships, right? 3 of the ships were provided by the Turkish group IHH. IHH. Okay? That is the, the Humanitarian Relief Foundation from Turkey. It's an aid organization founded in 1992. There were other ships that were organized by Free Gaza. Free Gaza. This one's founded in 2008. They describe themselves as human rights group. They've been sending activists to challenge the Israeli blockade for the past 2 years. 9 peace activists from the Freedom Flotilla were killed. Peace activists. Humanitarian flotilla. Give aid to the embattled Palestinians, the Gaza Strip, right? Yeah. Man, look at those peace activists. They are good with the metal pipe, aren't they? Peaceful ship. Okay, this is probably all you've gotten from the mainstream media. Turn on any media outlet, other than this one. They're not going to show you this. And they're not going to take